Hey you, so we're back with number 6 of our 12 days of Power Rangers, and it's been a good one so far. We're halfway through, we'll keep on going. I'm wearing the same thing because I'm filming all these at once because I've written out the script. But before we continue, if you want to help out the channel, then all you've got to do, the following steps, is like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to tell you when there's more videos coming, because there's going to be a lot. I didn't finish what I was saying. I said that there were more videos coming. So without further ado, let's talk about my favorite season. Now, I think I pretty much covered Zeo. Is my all-time favorite season. But my second favorite season, which I'm going to be talking about in this one, is Mystic Force. Now, again, I don't know if many people like this season, but I think it's possibly one of the best seasons that we have. Some of the reasons why I like this series was mainly because of the magic, the way the characters developed from very beginning to end, and also Koragg. And I think Koragg is one of the best bad guys, if not the best bad guy, mainly because of the way that he is. He's strong, he has honor, and if you don't have a weapon or if you're not able to defend yourself, he will literally walk away, but not as in like, oh, you know, you're puny. It's out of respect. I know that he's fighting Nick in one episode and Nick drops his sword, or he doesn't have it with him. And then all of a sudden, Koragg stops and goes, we're going to continue this later. And Nick's like, no, come on, fight me. He goes like, I will not fight someone who doesn't have a weapon, who is defenseless or something. And, you know, he literally just walks away. And I loved that. I thought Koragg was possibly the best bad guy in this. I loved his sense of honor. You know, there are some episodes, or one major episode, which is, I think, Heroes for Hire or something. And it's the Pink and Yellow Ranger, Chip and Vida. And they're trying to get the spell codes to try and like kind of move on by doing heroic deeds. And I really thought this was cool. I thought that this was interesting because they wanted to cheat. They wanted to get there without having to put the hard work in. And it showed them at the end when, you know, they did all these things and it didn't work. And they were like, oh, what do we do? And then they get I think they get a spell code at the very end. And I generally thought, you know what? That's really cool. And that was something that I didn't kind of expect. You always think the Power Rangers would be from A to B. They wouldn't want to take any shortcuts. They want to make sure that they get everything straight away. But no, they cheated, and then they learned their lesson. You also had like other characters. Xander was one of my favorite Green Rangers, where he didn't want to fight. If he could do Plan Xander, which we found out was talking about them peacefully. If you want to check out the interview I did with Richard, link in the description and up top. And, you know, he talked about what Plan Xander was. It was mainly him, like, kind of, like, reaching out for peace. And I don't think I've ever seen any other Ranger do something like this. So I really liked him as a character and the way that he worked things out. When obviously things didn't go his way, and when like he'd be attacked, boom, you know, it was straight away he would then go to fighting. Obviously the power-ups as well, you know, when they got the big boxing gloves and Xander became ripped really big. Also having the White Ranger at the very beginning, but her losing her powers to Koragg, and Koragg going, it's mine now, bitch, see you later. But the fact is that she gets it back later on, but she has to go through this trial. You know, she has to prove herself or something, or she takes it. I can't remember, it's been a long time since I've watched Mystic Force. One thing that I really like, Nightwish, is when they have all the good taken out of the world, and you know they're the only people that remember it, the Rangers, and they go through it and they have to prove themselves, and in the end that they finally get good magic back. You know, it was interesting because apart from one team, all the other Power Rangers never have like kind of stopped. They would have kept going and going and going until they actually got their goal. But the Rangers didn't give up. You know, when everything was stacked against them, when magic was basically all against them and they couldn't do anything, you know, they went further beyond to actually prove themselves worthy. And I absolutely love this. And also when they get, I think it's the Master, is it? Yeah, the Master. When they go against him at the end, where it's like they all ask for magic, and that magic, 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 and then it goes straight into the music. Oh dear God, does that give me goosebumps every single time I hear it, because it's such an epic kind of scene. You know, the music is just right. You know, you really feel for the Mystic Rangers, and oh my God, it's so cool. I need to watch that scene again. As soon as I edit this, I am going to watch that scene. It's such a good scene. Anyway, so one of my favorite parts, and is I think one of the all-time favorites of myself for all the Power Ranger stuff, is when Leobo is going against Nick. Nick has been corrupted and turned into the new Koragg, and you've got Leobo in his red Koragg, or the warrior wolf ranger, and it's that whole massive fight scene. Oh, it's such a cool scene. You know, it's one of the best where Nick just goes for it, and it proves that if you're an evil ranger, you literally will whip anyone. But I love the interaction when Leobo's going like, no, I'm not going to fight you, and Nick's just going for it. He doesn't care, and I think that's just awesome. That scene is possibly one of my favorites. I think that Mystic Force is one of the best seasons out there. Not a lot of people really like it, but I think that when you sit down and you kind of watch it, it's a very interesting season. It has a lot of balls behind it, effectively. You're not going to say it. You know, it's showing magic. It's showing that the Rangers have learned lessons. You know, it also shows you, like, they've all got jobs and they all just run off on Toby. I think it's, yeah, Toby. And that's it. He's like, God damn it, guys. You know, it shows you what would happen if you were a Power Ranger, you had a full-time job, and you were being summoned. It's not like, oh, I'm quickly going to the loo. But it also shows at the very end, when all the magic creatures, like, they come out, everyone's accepting of them. You know, there's no hatred, there's nothing. There's just love, where everyone's working together, and that is really, really cool. Yeah, so I generally think that Mystic Force is one of my top favorite seasons. Zeo will always be the first. Mystic Force will be the second. So I wanted to talk about Mystic Force rather than going on about Zeo, because I pretty much covered that in the first video. But yeah, so Rangers, I am going to leave it there. What are your thoughts? Do you like Mystic Force? Do you hate it? What are the good points? What are the bad points? Let me know down below in the comments, and also tell me what your favorite season is. If you've liked this video, like, favorite, comment, and consider subscribing. Hit the notification bell while you're down there to be notified that when new videos drop. And as always, Rangers, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in a bit.